Yashodanandana Vraja Janandana Yamuna Kiravanacha Yashodanandana Vraja Janandana Yamuna Kiravanacha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki.
We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 1, Shloka number 28. Anyasyam api jayayam trayah putra asan uttamas tamaso raivata iti manmantradi patayah. So, word meaning? Anyasyam, other, api, also, jayayam, in the wife, trayah, three, putraha, sons, asan, there were, uttamaha tamasaha raivatah, uttama tamasa and raivata, iti, thus, manu antara, of the manvantara millennium, adipatayah, rulers. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. In his other wife, Maharaj Priyavrata begot three sons named Uttama, Tamasa and Raivata. All of them later took charge of Manvantara millenniums. Maybe the sound can be reduced a little bit. It's too much is there. In every day of Brahma, there are 14 Manvantaras. The duration of one Manvantara, the lifespan of one Manu, is 71 yugas, and each yuga is 43,20,000 years. Almost all the Manus selected to rule the Manvantaras came from the family of Maharaj Priyavrata. Three of them are particularly mentioned here, namely Uttama, Tamasa and Raivata. Om Adhyanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurava Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sadrajatam Sagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sadhana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we see that Maharaj Priyavrata, so he had many children. So three of them in the last shloka we saw, three of them they actually went on to become Paramahamsas, great devotees in the renounced order of life. And in this shloka we are able to see that in another wife, Priyavrata begot three sons. So they are Uttama, Tamasa and Raivata. All of them later took charge of Manvantara millenniums. So all of them became very great leaders. So now we see, Prabhupada gives a little bit of understanding about the Manvantaras. So this is also one of the subjects of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is mentioned that Atra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Bhoshanam Utaya Manvantaresha Anukata, Nirodho Muktirashraya. So these are the 10 subjects that are covered in Srimad Bhagavatam. So one of the things is the Manvantara, and how it is covered in Srimad Bhagavatam, this Manvantara. So one amazing thing, like in the material world, we also cover the history. So we cover the history based on who ruled and what all things happened and things like that. Many different things. So, but here we see that in each Manvantara, what is a significant thing that is happening. So, which avatar of the Lord actually came in that particular Manvantara? Which all devotees actually lived at that point in time. So, this is a matter of concern for Srimad Bhagavatam, matter of concern for people who are looking for things on a permanent level, right? So people who are like, everybody looks a particular thing, everybody get different understanding. So once my physics teacher actually, he gave a nice example. So it was quite nice, this one. So he told that if there is, if a particular object, gulab jamun or something like that is presented. So like Max teacher, if he sees, he will explain that it has so much of diameter and surface area and stuff like that and all. And physics teacher, if he sees, like, he'll say like, so much of mass is there and it is floating in a liquid of so much of viscosity and things like that. And chemistry teacher means like it is composed of these chemicals, So everybody have different viewpoints, or everybody have different observations to make, in different situations. So materialistic historians are also there, making books after books, and so many books are there, and all of it is what, this person came, this person killed, and this people ruled, and so much of extensive history is gathered. And then what is the use of them? So it is like for them, like how did people do sense gratification? That's the whole point they actually captured. So they did sense gratification in this angle or that angle, or they made like different ways of ruling and organizing things, and different ways of economy that existed and things like that, and different literatures, and that also based on sense gratification. But when the transcendentalists see, they see a particular period of time. So they see what is what is the transcendental subject that is present in this period of time. So for them, like which all incarnations of the Lord appeared, and which all great devotees they appeared, and what did they do. So discussing about those transcendental subjects, a person can actually advance in Krishna consciousness, and that is of some value for discussion about value for worthy of discussion. So in the first canto, in one of the purports, Prabhupada writes, so why the history of the Mahabharata and other this ones or scriptures, so there are also histories of this world. So why they are still living, and why the material history has to keep on changing. The history books keep on changing. So now, like if BJP rule is there for some more time, so they will change all the history books. Already they are speaking about it, and they will definitely change also. So and Bhagavad Gita will come into this one, and so many things they will bring about. And then another term, if some other people come into the rule, they will immediately change this one. They'll showcase how the invaders of India were great saints, and they actually came to save India and give India some value and things like that. So everybody has their own point of this one. So but then these histories, whatever histories are there, so they don't last long. So before how many Amrit Mahotsav is going on, 75 years. This history book was not there, whatever we are studying. So that time something else only was taught actually. So and if we keep seeing in this way, so much vast amount of things that are happening, and different history books are written. So but this one amazing statement Srila Prabhupada writes. So our history, which is mentioned in the scriptures like Bhagavatam and Ramayana and Mahabharata, so they are still preserved, because they are replete with the descriptions of the Lord, or with the incarnations of the Lord, something like that. He actually makes a very amazing statement. So this is the preservative. So the Lord's narrations, that's the preservative. So if the Lord is not there, everything becomes temporary. Now, if things are connected to the Lord, so then it becomes transcendental and it becomes permanent. No, so that is why it is like its glory is always there. No, otherwise we see that even with so much of materialism that is happening. So even now we see the Bhagavatam is the most commented and most read and most widely known. This one, literature which is there since 5,000 years. Since 5,000 years, we see any materialistic literature has gone to that level of popularity. No, it is not. No? So that level of reading and commenting upon and everybody are like interested in. So materialism is like one person does something, another group will say like, who will read that? No, we will create something of our own. And transcendentalism is what like one amazing literature has come. So okay, like no, let us all take advantage of it. No, let us all read. So wherever the transcendental literatures are there, everybody are interested in that. No, all transcendentalists are interested in that. So that's a very amazing thing. So now these manvantras, like in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's going to be discussed on the basis of different incarnations and different devotees, great devotees who appeared. So some places it goes very fast. This manvantara, this incarnation happened, and like something happened, and like that it goes, and suddenly like some this one manvantras where some extraordinary pastimes happened, like elephant becomes a devotee. Then it becomes very big elaborate subject. So like that. So some manvantras are explained in detail and some are explained in in a little bit of summary. And here another thing that is mentioned is, so the lifespan of one Manu is of one Manvantara. And how long is this one Manvantara? It is 71 yugas. So it is 1000 cycles of Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali is happening in one day of Brahma. And 14 Manus are there who are ruling. So 1000 divided by 14 is 71 point something. And that is like that is the period of one Manu's rule. And it is nicely mentioned. So during one Manu's rule, the Indra and all his demigods, all the host of demigods, they change, and then the Saptarishis they change, and then who else? Any? So it is given in the Bhagavatam, like basically the whole of the Devi Devatas, they actually change the office. So if somebody wants to become Indra, he has to at least wait for 71 cycles of Satya, Dwapara and Kali. Of course, like he has to perform 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas also. So it takes good amount of time. So and to ascend to the heavenly planets, even if you go, so the period that is there is only the 71 71 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. So one is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, A Brahma Bhavana Loka Punaravartina Arjuna. So in the 6th canto of Bhagavatam, there is nice, this one actually comes up, like Parikshit Maharaj has been hearing about the progressive, this one ascending to the Brahma Loka, like from Bhuloka to like Tapaloka or Satya, different lokas. Living entity actually progresses by doing some good work, and then finally he reaches the Brahma Loka, and finally when Brahma departs to the spiritual world, the living entity will go back to the spiritual world. But in this long process of hopping from one loka to another loka by doing some punya, activities, and then he finally reaches the spiritual world. It's a very long process, and in this process, by mistake, if the living entity does something wrong, what happens in 5th canto end? There is huge description of hellish planets, and so much of torture is going to be given. And Parikshit Maharaj is asking, it is looking like a big mess, you have to go back to Godhead. So then it is, step by step you have to go and you have to do, pious activities everywhere and so much rules and regulations. And somewhere, if I, by mistake also, if I do some, sinful activity, so then I will be dragged into hellish planets and then, I am tormented. So it doesn't look like a good plan. It doesn't look like a plan for every living entity. And it is like, it's going to be a chaotic situation. I don't see anybody going back to Godhead, in this kind of condition. So that is his point. So then, Shukadeva Goswami actually mentions that the pious activities what is mentioned in the scriptures, which is helping people to elevate to the further planets, and then like sinful activity which is actually dragging them to the hellish planets. So these things are not permanent, and if we see so one is okay, pious activities are elevating, but then there Parikshit Maharaj too much emotion is about. So the living entity cannot remain without committing sin. In fact, later on Ajamal pastime comes, and in Ajamal pastime, so when Vishnu Dudas come, so Yamadutas come, so that time Vishnu Dudas come and stop, and then they ask, okay, you say that you are all followers of Yamaraj, who is the custodian of Dharma, and can you explain about what is Dharma? So then they say whatever is mentioned in scriptures is Dharma, and whatever against is Adharma, and literally everyone is following Adharma only. Nobody is able to follow scriptures fully. So that is why we come and take anyone and everyone. We just if they die, we come and take. Nobody ever asks us why have you taken this person and things like that. This is the first time somebody is coming and stopping us. So they literally say everyone is sinful only. Everyone has to see the face of hell. So that is the statement of Yamadutas. So at this point, Parikshit Maharaj's biggest question is that if everybody has to go to hell, so then what's the relief? So then Shukadeva Goswami tells about sin is there, but then Prayaschitta is also there. So you can atone for this sinful activities. So but then Parikshit Maharaj says no, this atonement is of no use. People atone, they wash off all the sins. Just like last week some of us went to Kaveri, and then took bath. And the moment we come out, immediately we start, committing sinful activities. Some of the sinful activities we don't even know that, we are accustomed to, and we don't even know that this is sinful, So what is that? Unnecessarily killing, some innocent creatures small insects and things like that. So, or speaking harshly to somebody and afflicting pain to their heart. So, so many different things which may look like very normal thing for us, but then the karma is very, very intricate, and the amount of pain that we give to others, so that much amount of pain we are supposed to receive, and sometimes we don't even know how we are inflicting pain. We carelessly utilize the material nature or exploit the material nature of basically environmental this one. If you see too much usage of plastic, so jidhar zarurat nahi hai. One thing is we are using it everywhere, so that is one problem. So another problem is using it more than necessary, so that is another big problem, So now if we spoil the nature, so then over a period of time somebody is going to face the pain. So we will get the karma, Especially in Kali Yuga, somebody says I will live a sinless life, he is a fool. He cannot live the sinless life, he can only reduce the amount of sin that he can perform. So that is why it is mentioned about Kali Yuga. What is mentioned? Kalir Dosha Nidhe Rajan. So Hastin Ekman Mahanmuna. So first is Kali Yuga is Dosha Nidhi, and if you say I will be all pakka, it is not possible only. So it is dosha nidhi, everybody will have to be afflicted by some dosha. And then Astin Ekon Mahan Guna, Kirtana Deva Krishna se Mukta Sangha Param Bhaje. So we should chant Hare Krishna and we should go back to Godhead. So that is, we'll come to that a little later. So but at least the aspect of the sin is there everywhere. So now what is the use of taking bath in Kaveri? The moment we come out, there's so much we actually create karmic reactions for ourselves. So then this was a question that was asked by Parikshit Maharaj. He knows that at least in previous yugas there was possibility of living a sinless life, and in Kali Yuga there is no possibility of living sinless life. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking for our sake that there is no possibility of living a sinless life. You tell about atonement, the people go and atone. The moment they come out, the moment they finish their process of atonement, immediately they are filled with again karmic reactions. So then Shukadeva Goswami actually addresses a much more subtler point. He says that when this one, even if forest fire happens, so all the vegetation is being burnt out. So like literally the forest is like completely burnt out. So but then next rain when it comes, again all the vegetation comes back because the roots which are there under the floor, under the ground, so they are still alive, and when the rain comes they get activated, and then all the plantation actually comes. So this atonement, like taking bath in the holy rivers and things like that, so that is very good. It destroys a lot of sin, but then the sinful tendency is still there in the heart. And next opportune moment, when we are presented with a next occasion, so we will immediately start committing more sins. So Parikshit Maharaj is telling, the Sukadeva Goswami is telling that the permanent solution for this is devotional service. And what is the root of all the sin? Root of all the sin is avidya. That is this one, that like Krishna and the living entity is different. And understanding that the soul and the body is one and the same. So, or like being in the bodily consciousness and being away from the service of Krishna. That is the root of all the sin. And until unless we engage in the service of Krishna, so this is not going to be solved. So Srimad Bhagavatam very nicely mentions Deva Rishi Bhutapta Nrinam Pitrinam Nayam Kinkarana Rinicharajan Sarvatmano Yasharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam Bhaditya Kartum. So it says that we can fix the things like he talks about Rina. So he talks about like we have debt towards so many personalities. Deva, Rishi, Bhuta, Apta, different personalities are there. In that purport, one nice thing Prabhupada writes. It's like very powerful point. I can never forget. So Prabhupada writes that Prabhupada, or like this is like later purports. The purport it is written that even if we relish a bird sitting in the tree and it is making some nice sounds, and if you relish kaisa acha itna sundar आवाज आ रहा है, so then we become indebted to that bird. You relish now, you become indebted to that bird. And in this way, whom all we have become indebted and where all we have to repay, kisko bataya, kidhar everyone. So it becomes very difficult, And in the same way, the sin, where all we commit sin, we don't know, Where all we have got the debt, we don't know. Where all we have committed sin, we don't know. How much reactions are going to come, we don't know. So it is like a big, it is a sure shot, this one. It's a game that is made so that nobody wins, So it's a khatarnak game actually. So then that is how Parikshit Maharaj gets the question, is a punya, papa, and then liberation, all these things, but koi liberation ko ja hi nahi sakta. So it is very difficult. So then, Sukadeva Goswami tells that, the root problem is service to Krishna. If service to Krishna is performed, Gato Mukundam Parajatya Kartam or Vasudevam Sarvamiti, so then we completely apply ourselves to the service of Krishna, that is when there is a chance of liberation. Otherwise liberation is a far-fetched, very, very difficult task. It is not an easy task to do. So this is something that, Sukadeva Goswami actually mentions that, applying ourselves to the process of bhakti, that is a root. That actually addresses the root of all the problems. The root of all the problem is not willing to serve Krishna, and that is why we are in the material world. And when we develop willingness to serve Krishna, so immediately, we are able to this dosha nidhi. We actually cross over the ocean of faults, and we can possibly think of getting liberated. Right? So now we see that this different various manus, they actually rule different manvantras. And then the whole host of Devi Devatas actually, they occupy one period of one manvantara. So, and after that they have to come down. They have to either come down or they have to go up. So, the Devi Devatas in the heavenly planets, either they have to raise up themselves to Tapaloka, Janaloka, or Maharloka somewhere, or to Satyaloka, or they have to fall down to the material plane. So this is something I remember my office days. One rule was there that every cycle of appraisal, so you need to you need to progress further to the next level. You should become qualified. If you don't become qualified, you will be thrown out of job. you know. So that's a very nice way of cutting the employees, you know. So everybody will work like mad, and definitely like good amount of people will be sent out. So that is like a very scary kind of a proposal, and that is there in the universal management also. So at the end of one mantra, either you advance or you fall down. No, there is no way that no, अभी एक जहाँ पे पहुँच गया, now I'll sit here आराम से, you know. So it is not possible, no. So that we often discuss that safe parking place. Now, which is the safe parking place for us? Lotus feet of the Lord. No? So, where do we get this understanding from? Ahugya gacchena param padam tata patantiyada anadrita yusmadandre. So, when we don't take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, so which is the safe parking place, otherwise, like, no, we'll have to fall down. No? So, like this patantiyada, no? He has to actually fall down from the position. So, any position in the material world, we cannot think that, okay, now I have attained the position, now I will safely sit here and I will enjoy for the rest of the eternity. No, it's not possible. So, we will be kicked out, no, of the place. So, here also we see that 71 yoga cycles, itna mehnat karke, like, no, this actually, it is mentioned that intelligent people, intelligent materialists, who really want sense gratification, so they do tapasya like anything and they want to go to heavenly planets. No, they say like, hey, no, here so much of enjoyment is there in this world. You are giving up everything and you are doing tapasya. They say like, no, you fool, like, no, you think you can enjoy in this world. Enjoyment means heavenly planets. So you should go to heavenly planets and enjoy. Not here, no. So it is like that is called intelligent materialist. No, only foolish materialists will try to enjoy in this world. You know, like what is that? I don't know, like many paraphernalias of this world. They tie themselves up and then they try to manage so much of enjoyment in this world. But then intelligent materialists, they perform tapasya. No? So they want to go to heavenly planets and enjoy there only. No? So they don't waste time here. So intelligent spiritualists, they want to go back to spiritual world, they do tapasya. Intelligent materialists, they want to go to heavenly planets, they do tapasya. Only foolish people will be running around in this world, trying to enjoy this world. So that's the concept. So, anyways, here, like another amazing aspect in this purport. So when I just saw this particular point, it's an amazing thing that in one family, 3 Manus actually come, and then later on it is mentioned, practically all the Manus come from this family only. So at least directly from Priyavrata, 3 Manus actually came. So they are very, very powerful personalities. And we see that what is this aspect of leadership, that is shown here. So I was just contemplating a little bit, and from Ramayana also I would like to read that snippet again. So a few days back, somebody can re-forward me like whatever I posted in the previous group. It's long train of messages of them. It's a nice aspect of Lord Rama, how amazing a personality he is. Not the second one, first one I want. So both of them will read, like it is very, very amazing aspect of leadership that is mentioned. What makes a person actually a leader? Okay, I got it. So it is mentioned, Rama was especially dear to king and the people. It's like, we can see that to become king, to become dear to the superiors and to become dear to the subordinates is quite a difficult task. And Rama was, like that a personality. And he was always tranquil and soft spoken. This is like amazing quality. Tranquil means what?
Calm like an ocean.
So somebody blasphemes Lord Rama, what he will do? Tranquil. Somebody praises him, he'll be tranquil. There is no agitation that is there. It is mentioned in the scriptures, in the Bhagavad Gita itself, Apuryamana Achala Pratishtam. Anybody knows the shloka? Full? Apuryamana Achala Pratishtam. Okay. So anyways, it shows that all of us are weak in shlokas. So the shlokas? Samudra Mapa Pravishanti is the Tadvat Kamoyam. Okay.
शांति में अपनोती काम करना
Nasha, last line is Nashanti Mapnoti, Nakama Kami. Right? So this is like very next shloka. So which says that even there is so much of different streams of rivers actually come and join into the ocean. The ocean always maintains its tranquility. No, it doesn't come out of the shore, overflow हो गया, like no, थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा supply हो गया तो पानी बाहर निकल गया. So ऐसा नहीं होता है actually. So sometimes only when the Lord wants, no, some tsunami will come. Now otherwise, like it is very very tranquil. No, for eternity, like the water is going inside the ocean, but ocean is always still. No, so this is compared to a person, no, who is a very advanced person, and it is a person who is attached to the karma. No, a person who is attached to the desires or attached to the fruits of his work. No, he has to always be in flickering state of existence. No, his mind will always be flickering. He'll always be like going through so much of ups and downs. So, but for a person who's absorbed in the thoughts of the Lord, no, he'll be tranquil. No, here it is mentioned, Lord is tranquil. So that is why a person who is absorbed in the thoughts of Lord, he'll be tranquil. You know, so it's a nice quality of Lord Rama. So he's tranquil and soft-spoken, and not retorting even when someone spoke harshly to him. So he recognized the smallest of service rendered and did not take to heart any wrong against him. So this is an amazing thing. This is a very amazing quality. It is not about how skillful I am. No. So like people may be skillful in executing some, like managing some affairs, or people may be skillful in actually in speaking. People may be skillful in many different aspects. So but the skill doesn't take a person very long. No, even in the corporate environment also we see. So initially, who will be flourishing a lot? People who are highly skillful. No, people who know the job very nice. No, they will be flourishing like anything. And after some time, they'll hit an end. The people who has values, principles, and like these people will flourish in the later point of the career actually. In the beginning point of career, they may not have much of skills, they will not flourish so much because that's a phase of technical phase. And later phases, it's management phase. So there, how much you are able to keep people together, how much you are able to win the hearts of people, how much you are able to get the job done from the people. Those people will flourish in the later point. So they will not be seen in the beginning point. So this is very very essential. But here we see Rama. He is like very skillful also, and he is very attractive also, like so amazing. That's possible only in in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one thing that is mentioned, just like when Krishna appeared, so all the auspicious signs actually appeared. For us when we take birth, so all the planetary positions are calculated, and based on that Kundali is taken. And when Krishna appears, all the planets adjust to them to their best positions. So so when we go in the street, we have to adjust to the vehicles, and when CM comes, all the vehicles adjust and they go. So like that. So when big people come, so everything adjusts. So in the same way, it is about glories of Srimad Bhagavatam also it is mentioned. So there are some literatures which are highly philosophical, but it's quite difficult to read, recite, and things like that. And there are some nice poetic this ones, but it doesn't have any meaning. It's only like for the sake of nice poetry and ornamentation and things like that. And there are some literatures which are very good in drama, and they explain different situations very nicely. And there is so much of details is there, like a kavya, how a kavya should be there. So, but if we see Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many other types of literatures are there. I don't even know them fully. So, but then the scholars actually mention Srimad Bhagavatam is such a unique combination. So, it has the highest philosophy, and it has nice poetry and nice drama and everything, all the aspects that you can think of in a nice literature. So, that is all there because it's incarnation of Krishna himself. So, in the same way, when we see Supreme Lord Rama comes, so he also have all the amazing qualities that are there. He has two aspects that we are seeing. Skill and the acceptability, so skill and the winning of the hearts of people and things like that. So both of them are there in Rama, and he see this one amazing attractive quality of a leader is mentioned here. Appreciating even a small thing, a small good that has happened, and then forgiving, for even biggest of mistakes that happens. It's a very important thing. So sometimes the leadership is misunderstood as, like when we find a fault, so we should catch on that and we should pounce on that and we should scold people and we should make people like feel very bad, about how did they do wrong, right? So if Krishna were to do this to us, nobody will worship Krishna. Yeah, he's supreme personality of Godhead, but who will live with him? It's like next time I'm always afraid of my next mistake, and he will pounce on me, and he'll just he'll thoroughly thrash me. So then, it will become very difficult for accepting such a leader. It is quite a scary thing, to be under such a leader. So in one of the seminars, I like that seminar very much. I recommend devotees also can go through that. So seminar on forgiveness, seminar on forgiveness by this guy Radhika Raman Prabhu. So it's a 3-part seminar. It's a very nice seminar. So in that he starts off like this: that if Lord were to be a tyrant master, so it is quite difficult to sustain. He will not be able to sustain so many devotees, under him. So Lord is glorified as a person who doesn't have any. What do they call it? Attrition rate. Attrition they call it? Attrition rate. So somebody becomes a devotee of the Lord, he remains a devotee for eternity, So it is not like, somebody becomes an employee of a company, he's just seeing when he can actually jump to another company. So, but with the Lord, there is no attrition rate. It's like people actually live, in the company of the Lord for long period of time. So how is it possible? Because he has this quality. This is one of the qualities. So that he remembers even a smallest service rendered, and he did not take to heart any wrong against him. So we see that so many times, we actually defame the Lord in the material existence. So, but then Lord doesn't take all these things seriously. It's just घर वापसी आ जाओ, काफी है उतना, whatever you did, I'm ready to forgive. It's very, very difficult. And in fact, Lord Rama's statement is there, Sakru Deva Prapunno is Tava Asmi Iti Chayachite Abhayam Sarvada Tasmai Dadam Etat Vratam Mama. So if somebody says I am surrendering to you, my Lord, even once, then Lord says I forgive him. I just though he will never again face fear in his life. That is how much the Lord is actually giving protection to a devotee. So that's why the Lord is very attractive. His leadership is so attractive. So anybody becomes a devotee, and he is happy, and then he goes over and preaches, saying that देख लो ऐसा मास्टर किधर नहीं मिलेगा सडन रोजा इससे नहीं तो लाभ खाना पड़ेगा So other masters that's why it is not just attracting devotees, and those devotees they go out and then they even bring more people onto the lotus feet of the Lord. And then it is mentioned Rama had conquered anger and was full of compassion. So and making all arrangements to protect people, he surrounded himself with intelligent advisors and never made a decision without due consultation. So this is amazing thing. We see that the materialistic leaders, they think that why should I take any advice from anybody? So this is one point we make in the Gita course, that Arjuna, he was a very advanced person, is a leader, and is a sought after kind of a person. Everybody is looking to Arjuna, what is he going to do in the battlefield? And there he is asking doubts and questions to Krishna. There he is taking counseling sessions on the battlefield. So it is something that very important to understand, that materialistic people, they actually depend on their own intelligence. What is that I don't know? Why should I tell that I don't know something? So why should I go and take some help from anybody? So I know things, I will handle. I will do everything. So that is the materialistic intelligence. And here the spiritual intelligence means, even as great a personality as Lord Rama, what does he not know? Everything he knows. But all the time he used to take the good counsel of the sages and Vasishtha and people like that. So this is also a very attractive thing, very, very attractive element of a leadership actually. And then surrounded by intelligent advisors and never made a decision. Yeah, so when the intelligent advisors will be there with a person, so when the person actually respects them and offers a like good hearing to them. So, but if the person is full of himself, saying that, no, I know what is the right thing, no, I will do, and no, and things like that. So then slowly, gradually, intelligent people will go off, and only the S man will be there, and they will also be there for some time. No, they will not be able to be there for a long time, right? So if we are too much pressing our decisions upon people, so then we are only wanting S man. No, we don't want intelligent people. So intelligent people we want, so then we actually consult. No, we actually consult saying that what needs to be done. So then the like people with intelligence, they will feel like being in that environment actually, right? So and then despite his power and ability, he always remained humble, mild, and self-controlled. So he had so much of capacity, and capacity comes with no pride. No, whenever we have some special capacity. So one recently, we had our Brahmachari Sangha. So all Bangalore Brahmacharis, we were having a nice time together. So in the discussions, it came up that humility, what is shown by people who are deprived of things, so that humility is temporary. No, the moment he becomes a little rich, again he'll become proud. No, so because it is born out of a material situation, the qualities acquired because of some material situation, they cannot be prolonged for a longer period of time. They cannot be sustained for a longer period of time. But qualities attained by the grace of bhakti, by practice of bhakti, we are blessed with certain qualities. Those qualities will be permanent because they have divine origin. So because this, this is a divine humility because the Lord Himself is the source of all the Gunarnava. Gunarnava means the ocean of all the good qualities. So obviously, like He is humble and mild and self-controlled. So He was not influenced by envy or hatred. So this is another amazing thing. People of this world, so many times they become envious, or so many times they actually hurt another person. So that's quite obvious and quite naturally expected, because like in the three modes of nature, what else we can expect to do? We will obviously hurt other person, right? So, and leader is a person who will not take these things to heart, and that in that way he actually wins the hearts of the people, and there is one moral codes which are there in the Tamil language. So there is a famous poet by name Thiruvalluvar. So he actually mentions this thing. He says that even if somebody blasphemes you or criticizes you or hurts you, like not taking that to heart, if we do something good to them, so you'll actually win over them. This is a leadership sutra actually. So in fact, it is mentioned, our Nana Nannayam Seyal. That means like they will feel shameful. When you do something good to them, they are doing bad to you, but you are doing again in return, you are doing good to them. So they will feel shameful actually, and they will actually in that way you will actually win the hearts of people. So doing good. So here Rama, he is seeing that whatever anybody may do, so he will only do good. So that later point in time we see that I think this when they were there on the seashore, about before the construction of this one bridge or something like that. So that time Lord Ram makes a statement. I'm not able to remember it fully. So even if Ravana comes here now and surrenders, so what he will say, like I will I'll give him Ayodhya. Okay, something like that. So he makes a very lofty promise. So it is so much he has done to him. He has kidnapped Sita and he has tormented him, and he has so much he has done to him. So but then he says that now if he comes and surrenders to me, I'll award him. Something very valuable. So that is something very, very important. So a leader is somebody who doesn't maintain envy or hatred in the heart, and then he did not engage in frivolous talks. This is a very serious thing. So it is quite an important aspect. And then always sought the good in others. free from sloth. No, he was ever vigilant to carry out his duty. No, he was like not slackened, or he was not lazy. No, he was always working very hard. No, so these are all some of the aspects of the leadership that we see. So wherever this is there, it will automatically come up. No, and wherever this is not there, so by force, for some time people like Ravana or some other people like they can be there in power, but they cannot be there for longer period of time. So they'll be pulled down. Because these qualities are the ones which actually we may not be able to have qualities like Lord Ram. So, but some fraction of those qualities we can aspire to have. So, I mean, this world actually needs a lot of leaders. The world actually needs a lot of exemplary Krishna conscious devotees. To lead them, and people actually look for these things. When they want to take shelter of somebody, they want to feel protected under the guidance of somebody. So they all look for these qualities. Whether they have it or not, that's a different thing. If they have, they themselves will become a leader. What is the point in they seeking some shelter? So they don't have, and they seek shelter. And if people of, if Krishna conscious devotees, serious devotees, they practice this virtue, and they try to offer some help and support to other people, so then that will be of very good value actually. So here we see that these people, Uttama, Tamasa and Raivata, all of them, brothers, they went on to become in charge of manvantras one after another. So how is it possible? Why did the whole population in the universe did not do an agitation? एक ही family से सब राजा बनेंगे. So why did they not agitate? Because it is not by popular vote. So like our Gaur Krishna Maharaj makes a nice statement when this description comes. So ये सब Manu and ये सब चीज like election से नहीं बनते हैं, selection से बनते हैं. He makes a nice statement. So it is not based on election. What is a popular vote? It is selection. The great personalities, great sages and Brahma. We see that Priyavrata Maharaj was personally appointed by Brahma, and he sees the good people, who actually have all these qualities and who can actually offer support and shelter to people. Such people are picked and chosen, by great personalities like Brahma, and they actually put as Manu, Indra, and other people, other roles, they actually assign. So in that way, so it is. I just wanted to impress upon this point. It is not. It's not a coincidence, or it is not some kind of. They were expert politicians. They were expert in skill and knowledge and stuff like that. No, it is not like that. They were also having very amazing qualities, which were like enabling them to become the rulers of the whole planetary systems, for such a long period of time. So with this, I pause today's discussion. Any comments or questions? Any questions? Okay. So people can share whatever they like. 10 minutes.
So, thank you for the wonderful class. Some points which I could take away was, you began with the lecture saying that different people perceive different things in a different way. So I was thinking, even in terms of devotional service, that is the case. Remembering that pastime, when Krishna and Balram are entering the arena of Kamsa, different people are perceiving the Lord in different ways. Similarly, you talked about Lord Ram when he is entering the Sita Swayamvar ceremony. So there also the different people are perceiving the Lord Ram and Lakshman in different ways. So I was just able to correlate that this perception is there in spiritual as well as material realm. You said that devotees always discuss transcendental subject matter, and non-devotees like crows, they discuss who did sense gratification in which way. And because of that, this material literature written by non-devotees, it doesn't survive, because it is not preserved by the preservant of the transcendental qualities of the Lord. Why the material literatures don't survive? Because every time when some material literature comes, The sense gratifiers feel that I can do better sense gratification than what is described here. So let me just replace it with my own better sense gratification. But in devotional literature, everybody feels like following and everybody feels like surrendering to it, so it gets preserved over a period of time. He also mentioned that atonement may remove sinful reactions, but it does not remove the sinful propensities. Until we serve Krishna, the desire to do sinful activities does not leave us. And then towards the end of the lecture, you mentioned some qualities of a leader. Srila Prabhupada always mentions that we need many leaders to push the movement in various towns and villages. So we should all take shelter of transcendental qualities, especially in case of Lord Ram. Lord Ram's qualities can be followed. It is Anushtan Pradhan. So one good quality which I would like to apply in my life is that one should learn to appreciate the smallest good and forgive the grossest wrongs, and that will win the hearts of people. And towards the end of the lecture,
Hare Krishna. So the class you started, that point was very logical, very nice analysis that how the histories have been speaking about people doing better sense gratification, and how the devotional literature just talk about the Lord and the devotees and the glories. That was really nice. And also the qualities that you mentioned at the end were like really very difficult to comprehend also, that we have to become like that. That's like really amazing. Some of the qualities are very difficult to understand also. Like for example, when someone is doing wrong, you don't remember that. And then you are like forgiving. So that's really amazing. So I would like to meditate and implement the same.
Very nice class. So this Kali Yuga is Kali Dosha Nidhi Raja. It's full of force. The only solution is devotion service. At that point, and we get that completely being engaged in the service of the Lord, and various other qualities you mentioned how our leader should be from the Lord's pastime, and one of also should take it, and one of this forgivingness. So I'd like to see that seminar, Radhikaram, how to take this quality of forgiveness, so and implement that.
Yeah, this aspect of what Kartika was mentioning, that it is difficult to comprehend how to forget the hatred. So this seminar will help. Forgiveness seminar. So it's a 3-part, like I think 3 घंटे का है. No, it's not a Gita course, it's a seminar. So you can go to 3 hours.
Hare Krishna, thank you for nice class. So point is regarding to scriptures, like transcendental scripture is always interacted with books. So there will be so many, for like nowadays in Kali Yuga, so much of mind speculations, their own theories. So we have to avoid. If it is in devotional service scriptures, then always it will be interacted towards the books. And second thing is regarding to sin, is you told like it's not possible we can avoid certain like sins, so we can reduce sins. And third point is like so devotional service, that is the root cause, so that we can overcome the sins. And regarding to leadership, like rejecting the faults and accepting even if the smallest services. And you told in that Tamil poem, so that even if someone is blaspheming, so that we can just do something good for them, so that we will feel some nice.
Thank you for the response. All duties are mentioned on point, but one thing that I found interesting was that so many times due to our material situations we might develop qualities like humility and other things, but those things might go away when the material situation improves. So as you mentioned, the qualities which we have obtained by rendering service or by bhakti, they are the ones which are lasting. So we should focus on trying to improve our bhakti and not focus on qualities which we have obtained by certain temporary material situations.
Anyone else would like to share? Yeah, Abhishek.
Points so first of all, any points have been said, so you
You
clarified
can speak aloud.
you
So only people in the YouTube will be able to hear. People in the hall will not be able to hear.
clarified Srimad Bhagavatam by telling like how it's the combination, like it's the highest perfection of all kinds of genre that can be there in literature. For example, drama or it could be about poetic or philosophy or everything. So in one of the lecture I was hearing Gaurang Prabhu was saying that Bhagavatam is Vyasadeva at its best. So the philosophy and the second point you explained about in corporate culture how initially people with skill will flourish, but later people who has values, principles, they will flourish because they can attract the hearts of people. These are the 2 points. And one point that you were mentioning about Radhikarman Prabhu's lecture, in this one, Prabhuji was telling like Lord has like 6 opulences, like he's the most powerful, most beautiful, most knowledgeable, most strength. But suppose a person with all these qualities and he's not forgiving, he becomes the most dangerous person. So having all these qualities and he's not forgiving, he's very dangerous. But because Lord has everything and he overcomes everything because he's very forgiving, then he becomes like, now we can approach him.
Really attractive.
Really attractive. And one thing like Prabhuji said, like humility which is born out of material qualities will go away. So in this connection, yeah, like there's a very famous quote like empowerment, anyone can withstand the poverty and all, but if you really want to test the character of a person, give him power. So that's how you really test someone's character.
Thanks. Anyone else? We have a few more minutes. 30, but still we
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, the point which I like was at the starting you mentioned that something which is connected to the Lord, it becomes transcendental and it is permanent, otherwise that thing becomes temporary. And another related point is like unless and until we take the shelter of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord, then I have to follow him.
no safe place
No safe
apart
place.
from the lotus feet of God.
Then we will surely follow him if we don't take the shelter. And these qualities of leaders who forgive it again, it's a very, very difficult thing that even if someone blasphemes us or it gives pain to the heart, but still if we want to forgive that person, so it's really difficult. I would also like to go through that seminar.
Actually, I was thinking there are many nice seminars like this. So we can even take a yatra and sit and hear the seminar and discuss on that. No? It's like 9 hours of content is there. You don't need anything. And it's so amazing actually. No, all different aspects of this particular one. We can absorb ourselves in that particular quality, very nicely. Very.
Does Radhika go travel?
So one point I really like, I forgot to mention is like when you explain the totality of material world, how it is impossible and designed in such a way so that we can never win this game. It was like, where should I go? Like, what should I do? Nothing works.
Then surrender to the lotus feet. That is why Mukunda is a awarder of liberation. So only he can take us out.
So very nice points mentioned in the class regarding the leadership qualities, like appreciating the good things in others, forgiving even the biggest mistakes, and like all these qualities like tranquility, skillfulness. And I think most important as some of the qualities we might have, like someone might possess some qualities, but they might be born out of the material situation. But most important is that when we render service, when we accept that most important quality we discuss, Krishna Ekam Eka Sharanam. So when we accept and when we render devotional service and when these qualities have a divine origin, so then they will sustain and then we can
So one comment on this particular thing. So recently, I was discussing with one of my friends, brainstorming about the various training sessions that we need to have for devotees. So there, he was mentioning that at the perfection of devotional service we will get all the qualities. Yashasti Bhakti Bhagavati Akinchana Sarve Gunestatra Samasate Sura. So, but we are also expected to cultivate these qualities, though it may be temporary in nature. So, but still we need to, put effort to cultivate these qualities. So, and in the Brahmachari Sangha also we were discussing this particular thing, that if we don't cultivate these qualities, we'll end up offending devotees, and then we'll end up screwing up our bhakti itself. So then, what to speak of getting permanent qualities on the strength of bhakti? So it is quite essential. So now, when we are given leadership, so we are quite young in Krishna consciousness, maybe 1-2 years old, and there is no expectation of qualities born out of bhakti to arise at that point in time. So we are expected to cultivate these qualities also, though it is on the plane of on the material plane, but still it is expected, because we are not just doing devotional service sitting in the banks of some holy river like Brigari got an opportunity. So we are not doing like that. We are expected to do things in the society, and so immediately we fall into the category of varnashrama, and we need to cultivate and get these qualities also. Though it is on the material plane, still for organization of things we need them. So otherwise we will not be able to work together and do projects and things like that. So it is very essential that we cultivate, we actively cultivate these qualities also, not waiting for the qualities to manifest out of the devotional practice. So with this we pass to this discussion. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhakta ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.